is broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the learning, praise for them springing fresh from the world. Sweet the rain's new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first new fall on the first grace. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness, where is peace? Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morn of the one light, Edom's salt lake. Praise with elation, praise evermore, God's recreation of the new
Good morning. Welcome to the Carbondale Unitarian Fellowship, a member congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Association, sharing the good news of Unitarian Universalism with folks throughout the river region. Our good news is a message of love, freedom, reason, respect, and justice as the basis for a religious community. I'm Joyce Shepard, and I am a part of the Pastoral Friends Committee, and I'm your Sunday service facilitator this morning. We are a congregation of open minds and hearts, all ages, all colors, all genders, all abilities, all kinds of wealth, all kinds of love. If you are a newcomer this morning, I'd like to extend a special welcome to you. We're so glad you're here. Please introduce yourself in the chat found in the center of the bottom toolbar on your screen, or at our online coffee hour after this service. Now I invite you to select gallery view from the top right corner of your screen so we can wave at each other, connecting our congregation over space.
Good morning. Welcome to this Thanksgiving bread service. Wow. It is wonderful to be with you all here this morning. It is so fitting on this day that we are in a month of thinking about and living into the question of what does it mean to be a people of healing. In a way, this service and Thanksgiving in general can be really embraced as a healing moment. But I think it's really important to think about why it is, or what it is, that we need healing right now. In this country, if you just start with this holiday, Thanksgiving, it has a difficult and controversial and even horrifying history. We are living, all of us who are at least in Southern Illinois, are living on the land stolen from the Illinois peoples. We are living in the land of the Trail of Tears. We are called to heal this ongoing injustice. This may have happened hundreds of years ago. Its effects are still not just with those Indigenous peoples, but in all of us. Just Friday, I attended Transgender Day of Remembrance Chapel service provided by the UUA. We were reminded of the terrible violence done to our transgender siblings. 37 beautiful souls murdered this year that we know of. We heard the names of these beloved people, mostly Black and Latinx. We didn't hear the names of those who took their own lives this year, many more. We know that we are called to protect these precious lives of our transgender siblings. We know that our friends, family members, neighbors are struggling to make ends meet. More people are homeless and on the verge of homelessness because of the effects of COVID on our economy. Yesterday, Cuff folks sent a carload of food to Good Samaritan House and a carload of bread and bread products to the Women's Center. We are called to keep responding to the needs of our hungry and homeless friends throughout the winter season. And the other effects of the pandemic, the loss of lives, suffering, anxiety, the separation from those we love. We are called to care for ourselves and each other in creative ways. One of the many ways of healing, of loving and caring that has never been more vital. Vital, the word means life-giving, is to express gratitude. Gratitude for being alive, for being in community, for the connections that nourish our bodies and souls, our relationship to the earth, to the ultimate, to each other. Our bread service is a type of communion service that celebrates these relationships. It may be different to do this online, but it is no less sacred. So friends, we have come together. Our invocation this morning is by the Reverend Manish Mishra Marzetti. Let us ground ourselves in this season, ground ourselves in this time and space. Winter is near upon us. Our last task before it is the harvest. Seeds have yielded all matter of fruit, all manner of consequences. We enter this sacred online space, bringing our whole selves, the parts we like and the parts we do not. We come together, each with our own harvest, seeking here a word of comfort, an experience of beauty, inspiration to guide us.
Let us ground ourselves in that purpose, ground ourselves in body and soul. Winter is near upon us. Sunlight gives way to night. The coldness grows closer. Gathering together, we seek warmth in one another's company. Seek the eternal light that permeates all. Whatever you harvest, whatever your pain or joy, here you are welcome and will be held. Let the warmth flow to you and through you. Feel the healing strength of this community.
Know that here, online, in this Zoom space, that you are not alone. That here you have found companions for the journey, grounded in that spirit, grounded in the spirit of thanksgiving. Come,
let us worship. So you can switch to gallery view if you would like to, and unmute yourself. We're going to try to do a responsive reading a little bit. It's not easy to do a responsive reading on Zoom, but we're going to try with 2 short phrases. When I give this signal, the first time, please respond with "we give." The second time with "blessed be." Okay. For the gift of this day and for our community of spiritual nurture and compassion,
We give
thanks. We light this chalice as a symbol of our faith. May our many sparks meet and merge in communion in heart and soul.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Joyce has lit the chalice, and now, with intention, she puts a pebble in a bowl of water, letting that intention ripple out beyond that space, beyond all knowing. All are invited, each of you are invited to do the same at home. Doesn't have to be a bowl of water with pebbles, but just mark the sorrows, the joys, or whatever you are feeling anytime during the service. And now we come to one of my favorite moments in a favorite service, and that is singing this song, "Oh, we give thanks." Hold on just a second. It has never been more clear to me that this congregation is not this building, as much as we love the building. It is the people. And this song really reminds me of how much I have to be thankful for, and that we all have to be thankful for being together as a congregation, as a community of faith and love. So I'm going to be singing the lead. If you know the song, you can sing it with me. Again, everybody should be muted. And Candy is going to be singing the response. So just listen to my words and sing along with Candy if you don't know the words, if you don't know the song. Okay. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and as far away, for this bread we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Thank you. And now something else that we can be very thankful for, a special video produced by Tabitha Ayers of a poem that in past years has been part of this service. It's called Harvesting Our Children's Garden. We retired that for a while, but especially this year, we so miss seeing our kids, and I think our kids miss being around us and getting to tell us things and sharing their wisdom. So please enjoy that. And right after that, one of my very favorite songs that Christine Bauer has written called Precious Things. And it's performed with her band, Kindred Moon. So two wonderful treats to be thankful for this morning.
Plant 3 loaves of peas. Peas of mind, peas of heart, peas of soul.
Plant 4 rows of squash. Squash gossip, squash indifference, squash grumbling, squash selfishness.
Plant 4 rows of lettuce. Let us be faithful, let us be kind, let us be patient, let us really love one another.
And of course, no garden is complete without turnips. Turnip for meetings.
Turnip for service.
Turnip to help one another.
Complete your garden with time. Time for each other.
Time for fun. Time for family.
Water freely with patience and cultivate with love. There's much fruit in your garden as you reap what you sow.
Say bye-bye. Bye.
Precious things. Can you say I love you and never speak a word? On Halloween, can you wear a costume quite absurd? Can you laugh more than you cry? Can you let old bygones by? Can you give more than you got when you don't have a lot? Have you ever made love under a moonlit night? Hold hands, sing and dance around the firelight. Have you seen a sunrise from a mountain peak? And when you felt so strong, did you turn to help the weak? These are the precious things. I love them more than anything. Don't wait another day. Don't wait until tomorrow. They may not come by again. Live life while you can. These precious things. Have you ever heard a newborn cry? Or seen the northern lights dance across the winter sky? Did you sail the ocean breeze? Did you count the stars? Then slowly reach to touch one, 'cause it didn't seem so far. These are the precious things. I love them more than anything. Don't wait another day. Don't wait until tomorrow. It may not come by again. Live life while you can. These precious things.
Thank you, Christine, for writing that song and for sharing it. Thank you, Kindred Moon. It really moved me this morning. It always does, but this morning especially. And it's fitting that it leads us right into this very sacred moment in our service when we share our sorrows and our joys in fellowship. This is something that we can have gratitude for, just this moment, that we have this space that we hold for each other every week. That is very precious. So we begin with sorrows. Oh, we know that there are so many hearts that are burdened. And we open our hearts to you this morning. If anyone has a sorrow or deep personal concern that they would like to share, please unmute yourself and share. I should say, go ahead and if you haven't already, put it on gallery view so you can see everyone. I invite you to do that. So okay, go ahead, Astrid.
I am thinking a lot about all the people I know who have mental health problems. I'm hearing from my staff that the kids with disabilities are suffering more. Things are starting to break down for them with all the remote learning, and they're heavy on my mind. Something I want to share is kind of special. This bowl, which is it's got water in it, but it is a beautiful green ceramic bowl that's like a turtle. I really love it. I bought this down at Schote Mental Health Center on one of my many trips down there visiting my son when he was hospitalized for, 9 months. And it was made by one of the residents. They used to have a pottery shop, and the people that lived down there permanently, deeply mentally ill people, made beautiful, beautiful pottery and sold it. And so I bought that bowl. It's been sitting in my office for almost 20 years, and it's finally come home. And it's really special to me, and it makes me remember all the suffering people in those situations. Thank you.
Thanks, Astrid. Linda, go ahead.
This is Linda. Just as service began this morning, I got a text from my daughter-in-law, Jennifer, and her aunt has been in the Century Living facility in Carbondale, and she contracted COVID and she died on Friday. She just shared that information with me. So her name is Nancy. Keep Jennifer Tarantino Linson and her family in your thoughts. This is the second one. Jen's mom passed this past year too. So thank you.
We'll keep Jennifer and her family in our hearts.
Pat York.
Yeah, can you hear me? Okay. So if you can hear me, I wanted to share some information about Joan Liston, who is a very dear friend of mine, a very dear friend of the fellowship. She was one of the first executive assistants hired by Bill Sasso back in, I think it's 2000. She took a fall back May of 2018, and she still hasn't recovered. She's still working on that, but she also has progressive MS, and COVID has made it extremely difficult for her to get any assistance in recovering. So I went away all summer long working on a fire in Colorado, and when I came back, she has lost so much function and her muscles have atrophied and she has a lot of pain. And so it's really, I think, an opportunity for us to keep her in your heart as well, as she just tries to be courageous and get to where she can recover using equipment and the help that she's able to get through friends and community and family. Thank you.
Thanks, Pat.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Christine, go ahead.
I can hear, but I can't see.
We can hear you.
Okay. I'm just happy to be here. This is my first time on this Zoom. And it's really nice to be here. And I just want to say that a couple of years ago, I had a really major back surgery, and I was down for 7 months. But if one does not give up, one can recuperate from almost anything. And I'm almost back to normal, still a bit stiff, but I'm still getting stronger. And so just don't give up, no matter what the odds.
Thank you, Christine.
Great to see you, or to hear you, Christine.
Yeah, it is really great to have you back, and hopefully we'll get you on Zoom so we can see you and you can see all of us. There are about 40 screens, and most of them have faces in them. So we hope that you'll be among them soon. But it's great.
This way here, I can tell you that I have no wrinkles.
Okay, that's great.
No one can dispute that.
That's right. Well, I wonder if there are any other sorrows that anyone would like to share. Because Christine has kind of moved us to, Sage, go ahead.
Mine is kind of a hybrid, so.
Good transition.
Yeah. So on Thursday, my staff had put together Thanksgiving boxes to donate. And rather than delegate to my staff to take them to the building where they were supposed to go, I let them put them in my car and I took them over there. And then I was really dumb and I picked up the boxes. So yesterday I ended up, my sciatic nerve was impinged. I went to sit down at work and I had like a hot knife, or Friday, whatever day it was, just stabbed through me. It was the worst pain I've ever had outside of labor pains. And those were expected, and you know what's going on with those, but this was just, it scared the hell out of me. And my staff were wonderful. They actually had an ambulance come and take me to the hospital. I work at the VA, but I'm not a veteran, so I had to go to Heartland instead. And it just was really, really scary. And it was really, really sad because at some point in my life, I thought I would go back to hospice nursing, which was where my heart is. And I can't even lift a box. And I'm just kind of working through that. But also, I've just kind of been laid up at home the last couple of days, so, I get to thinking, and I'm just really thankful that I live in such a wonderful community and such a wonderful home, and I have a job. There's a lot of people who don't have a job or a home right now, and I have friends, and I have Joyce Shepherd bringing me soup, which is going to be fantastic, I'm sure. And So it's kind of both a joy and a sorrow because I'm working through it and I'm trying to count the blessings that I do have. That's all. Oh, and my niece had a baby boy.
So you're a great aunt.
And yeah, she had a baby boy on Thursday. Her daughter turned 2 on Wednesday, and at midnight her water broke. And so I think he just made sure he was going to have his own birthday by himself. So, but yeah, mom and baby are doing well.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Wonderful joy for the family. And I just echo the pain is real, that we are all suffering, whatever the manifestation. And it's something that we can't rush. We have to be in it. And at the very same time, you can recognize those things that help keep you going. As Christine said, that give you hope, and those things can be as little as a peak of sunshine, or as big as a new birth in the family. So now I invite anyone who has a joy, whether it be a small glimmer of hope or a big thing, we want to celebrate them with you. So I invite anyone who has a joy to share to please unmute yourself. There's Janet.
Hi. Whoa. I think I'm unmuted, but I got the sign that says to unmute myself.
No, we can hear you.
My youngest daughter was diagnosed with COVID on October 12th, and she and her children quarantined until last Tuesday, which was way longer than necessary, but she's just terrified of spreading it. So they stayed at home. We hadn't been able to spend any real time with the kids previous to that since the COVID thing, because they go down to stay with their dad, who doesn't really believe in the coronavirus. So they came and stayed with us on starting Tuesday night, and we celebrated our Thanksgiving Friday, and we're going to celebrate Christmas today because we can all be together. That's my joy.
Cool. Happy holidays. Jody.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to, probably most people know that Charles came down with COVID. I guess it was last Friday, and didn't look anything like anything else than a sinus infection, maybe, or just some congestion. And sure enough, he had COVID, and probably, from what we can understand of it all, probably got it from an asymptomatic carrier. So I know that he had posted on Facebook maybe 4 or 5 days ago that he was feeling better, but I just wanted to kind of share that even in very mild symptoms, which luckily Charles had, that feeling better meant staying in, like, not feeling inclined to do anything else but sleep for almost 10 days. And that's still kind of a little bit touch and go, but as you see, he is up and around. And I just wanted to thank everybody for the support and the beautiful cards, and I could just feel the warmth and well wishes coming from everybody. We really appreciate it, and it meant a lot. So thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Oh gosh, Charles, take care, take good care, and keep sleeping. Sleeping is the best medicine. And then laughter, but sleeping is number one. Laura.
Hi, I just wanted to say what a joy it was to see the video that the kids did. It was great to see them and to thank everybody that was involved in that. It was awesome.
Yes, I concur. Okay, anyone else? Miriam?
Several good quick joys. I want to thank Laura for organizing yesterday. It was wonderful to see everybody driving by in their cars and dropping things off, and wow, did Cuff come through. I'm just like so amazed with the amount that we collected. And I think my understanding is the Women's Center and the Good Samaritan House were also amazed, and I'm thrilled with that. Also, in this last 24 hours, I talked to my sister, the one that has metastatic breast cancer, and this is going to seem really small, but she just cleaned out her entire basement. Last time I was there, I did not think she'd ever be able to navigate the stairs down to her basement, let alone clean out the whole darn thing. And she gave me a video tour yesterday. She was so proud, and I am too. And then the last thing is I got to speak to both of my grandchildren this morning, and we won't be celebrating Thanksgiving, but we can be together. Thank you, FaceTime. So it's, there are things that are heavy on our hearts, but there are also these small joys to share. Thank you.
Thanks, Miriam. All right, anyone else? No, okay. All right. For all of the sorrows and all of the joys, oh gosh, both of them, I mean, you listen carefully, you hear the whole gamut of experience, of human emotion. And for all those that were expressed, we also know that we're holding so much more in our hearts. So for those joys and sorrows shared aloud or kept silent, we'll now have observe a moment of silence. Before we have our Sunday collection time, the Board of Trustees and I would like to express our great gratitude to all who gave to the special collections last month. Your generosity made great progress toward meeting our goals for the UUA Annual Program Fund, previously known as dues, building maintenance, and paying down the mortgage. So thank you so much for funding the mission of this congregation.
Just, just as we share our sorrows and joys in fellowship, we share our financial resources with the congregation as our circumstances allow. During the pandemic, some folks are experiencing hardship. Others are relatively unaffected financially. We appreciate the generosity of spirit, time, effort, and money of all during these challenging times for the good works of the fellowship within the congregation and beyond. Your checks written to Cuff, 105 North Parish Lane, Carbondale, 62901 are much appreciated. Or now you can donate online via PayPal. Get all the details in the email announcement of this service or the weekly bulletin. And our recipient for social action, Month of Sundays this month, is the Women's Center. More about that in the bulletin. Now, please join Stephanie Reese to sing our offering song. Words will be on the screen.
From you I receive, to you I give. From together we share, and from this we live. Together we receive, and from this I give. From together we share, and from this I give. Together we share, and from this I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Now let's listen to the offertory Thanks Be, written and sung by Candy Davis.
Thanks be for each special day, sun-filled, cloudy, damp with dew, time for work and time for play, each a chance to start anew. Thanks be life forms great and small, swimming, slithering, rooted free, webs you weave that keep us all, nurturing, cycling, earth and seas. Thanks be families and friends, babies, children, youth and sage, dreamers, teachers, helping hands, love that knows no bounds of age. Thanks be for each special day, fire, water, earth and air, time for work and time for play, life's a dance we all can share. Thanks be for each special day.
Before we start the bread ceremony, we need to set our tables. We want to make this virtual celebration as communal as possible. So I'm going to invite folks to share special elements of their Thanksgiving table. I'm going to go ahead and start, but if you have anything that you use regularly or something like that, or you even like aprons or something like that that you always wear to prepare, think about that and go get some of that stuff and be ready to share with us. So I'm going to go ahead and start. This is a platter that was my parents', and they got it on their 25th anniversary. And this was always used for just about every holiday when there was a big piece of meat that we were going to have, but especially for Thanksgiving. And my husband and I are continuing that tradition in our family, and it comes out at least once a year, sometimes more. All right. Let's see. Candy, would you like to share?
Sure. Yes. How do I get it? Oh, there we are. This pumpkin is something I'd like to share. This was a kit that was given to me by my late mother-in-law many, many years ago. And I sewed it up and made this soft sculpture pumpkin. And we have set it on our Thanksgiving table for many a year. And Joyce is very familiar with this because for a number of years, we used to have these cooperative potluck Thanksgiving with various friends of ours. And so this pumpkin has also graced her table and the tables of some of our other friends as well. And it'll be gracing my son's table this Thanksgiving as we gather with just two of our family members.
I can share something, Joyce.
Okay.
This is my good china I inherited from a very dear, dear friend who died at 102, and I inherited this china. So I use it for all special occasions. I gotta do this here. Why won't it?
Gorgeous.
You can't see there it is. It's blue and white china with the gold edge. And I just have admired it and loved it for years and years. And she just remembered and gave it to me. And it makes our special days. It's our special holidays special. That's all I have.
Oh, okay. So this table was my Mima's table that she got for her wedding present, and she gave it to us for our wedding present. And it holds all 4 chairs inside, and then it has 2 leaves that come out, but it ends up being like super compact, and I just really like it.
Thank you for sharing. Anyone else?
I have something.
Oh, go ahead, Jess.
Okay, sorry, I saw Toby come up, so I thought it was Toby's turn. This is the apron that I wear to cook with, and this is from Chris's grandmother gave me this when we were newly married, and I was so glad she gave me a full one. She always wore the skirt style because she was a very neat farm wife cook, but I am a messy cook, so mine is the full one.
All right, thanks. Toby?
I have here a paper turkey, and I bought this at one of our yard sales, and at least a dozen years ago, and it belonged to Lois Hayward. Her name was on the envelope it sits in, and it's falling apart, but I try to tape it back together every year. Last year I couldn't find the head, but I found it this year. So there's my turkey, or there's Lois's turkey.
Thank you. All right. All right. I guess we're going to move on now. If there's anyone else, please speak up. But all right, we're going to, oh, go ahead, Sage.
Okay, I had an apron, and somehow the strings got too short and I can't get it around me anymore. I don't know what happened with that. My daughter made that, and I have a platter from my mom that I can't climb up to the cabinet to get. But I wanted to show you guys this. This is a clock made by one of my patients. He made these in his free time, and he had a lot of free time at home. And so I put this out every fall. And why it's significant for me is I had a conversation yesterday with my daughters about the holidays that I missed working as a nurse, where we had to have the holiday on a different day because I was working, and according to my girls, that doesn't matter at all. They still remember the holidays as being a great time no matter what day they were on. And so just kind of reinforced for me, my youngest is turning 18 and I'm evaluating kind of, you know, their childhood and being so busy when they grew up. So that just was a really nice conversation that we had. And I'm thankful to have kids who are so selfless like that.
Okay.
I have something, Joyce.
Okay, go ahead, Pat.
So these are guinea hens, and this is a bowl that I bought at one of our fundraisers for Sables and the hospice. I don't know when I got it, but it was at the fellowship, and every year I've used it for bread, and I just love it because it's really fun to eat out of and then reveal the beautiful guinea hens at the base of the bowl.
Thank you.
I have something, Joyce.
All right.
I just realized we were lucky enough to be able to go home very briefly about 3 weeks ago now to visit our moms in Pennsylvania, knowing that travel was going to become more and more restricted and not safe. So anyways, when I was home, my mom passed this cookbook on to me. It's a Grange cookbook, Pennsylvania State Grange cookbook. And it was my Aunt Vi's, well, her Aunt Vi's, I guess it would be a great aunt, who passed away. Anyways, if you know me at all, I love food history. So every holiday, I will make something, some food, you know, that I remember from my childhood, and just whatever it be, a pie or a nut roll, or and it truly is kind of a prayer for me to do that, and it's a way of interacting with you know, loved ones that have gone by, and I really feel like I'm with them when I'm doing that. So anyways, this Grange cookbook is definitely going to be a good, you know, good basic bunch of recipes to go from.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you all for sharing. I think when we share our stories like that, it's another way that we can connect with each other. So now we're going to move on to introducing the bread from our community. And our first bread baker, Jean Basanta.
Good morning, everybody. I haven't had my video on because I've been, I'm one of the Zoom hosts, and I figured all the movement that I had to do to switch cameras, et cetera, would be distracting, but I'm on now. So I like to make bread, make all different kinds of bread, English muffins, cornbread, biscuits, but this is the basic bread that I make each week. You can see a slice of it here. I've probably made a loaf of this just about every week for the past 12 or 15 years. It's the bread that when in the morning when I have eggs and sausage and toast, this is the toast, that the bread that we toast. The recipe sort of evolved over the years. I started with one recipe and then I experimented, tried some different things, and have ended up with this that has some steel cut oats in it and some cornmeal, and and the sweetness that I put in it, because it calls for some kind of sugar, it can vary depending upon my mood when I'm making it. And so this one was made with honey. Sometimes I'll use maple syrup, sometimes molasses. So this is our family's bread.
Thank you for sharing. All right, Christine, if you're ready.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I was going to, well, I have no video, so I'll just describe it. I was going to talk about pissaladière. It's like a pizza type bread. But when I went grocery shopping, I saw a box of croissants. And those are very special to me. I never buy them because they're so fattening. But in the south of France, when I was a child, I used to stay at my grandmother's bed and breakfast, and it overlooks the ocean. And every morning there'd be the aroma from the bakery just down the street. And my job was to go to the bakery first thing in the morning and pick up a big bag of freshly baked croissants. And they're a big fat crescent moon shaped bread, very light, very fluffy, very buttery. And the 2 points of the crescent are almost touching. This last one that I have, it isn't touching because I ate it. And anyway, I saw these croissants and I bought the box because I wanted to taste and remember my childhood. And that's what happened. I have ate the whole box. I have half of one left. So I just ate like 1,200 calories this morning. Okay, that's it.
Thank you.
I'm Maddie Herzog. And I'm Katie Herzog. And we made our grandpa's white bread. He was trained as a baker at Fort Sheridan, and he served as an army cook in the Korean War. And this is the bread that he used to make in 20 loaf batches.
Use a cookbook.
This is the army cookbook he used. Enjoy.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, thank you. Rhonda?
I made my bread. I got this recipe when I was in the Leche League, which is a support and information group for breastfeeding moms. And one of the reasons, I've shared this before at the bread service, but I feel like it's such a good one to share at the bread service. It's because I met so many of my most best friends and my most favorite people at the Leche League. And in fact, I met Joyce and Candy and Amy at the Leche League. And I believe I first met Astrid at the Leche League too, here in Carbondale. But anyway, so it always makes me think of the Leche League and all the wonderful things that I got from all the moms there and just all the friendships. So.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and share. I'll go ahead and share mine. All right, and mine as well came from one of our La Leche League cookbooks. So I wasn't going to mention that initially, but I made some banana bread. This is one of the very first recipes for banana bread that I ever had, and I've never really looked for anything else. And I cut a piece off of it. It's got some nuts, and it's really yummy. All right, Lorraine.
Hi,
They're Parker House rolls that I made 64 of them for yesterday. And I used to make them in the, my husband and I had a home in the Center West End, and we had a lot of block parties, a lot of fun. So this came from that period in my life. Everybody liked the Parker House rolls, so.
Thank you. All right. Are there other people who might want to share any other stories of bread?
Jerry, I saw Jerry's hand.
Yes. This is persimmon pudding. I've shared this many requests for it all the time. There it is. I have to tell you that I was impatient, so I've already eaten half. But anyway, I make them in these little things, and yesterday the Women's Center got well 24 of these half things, so as part of that thing. But so many people keep asking for it that I keep doing it every year, and I love it because we have a persimmon tree out the backyard, and we collect the persimmons and we process them, and I get puree. And last year I had 17 cups, and this year I had 48, and I intend to cook a batch every week. And whoever wants some, all you need to do is just give me a call, and I'm glad to share with you. So this is a tree that keeps on giving, the persimmon tree, and they taste pretty good.
Thanks to all who shared their bread, recipes, and stories with us this morning. Now I invite you to sing the hymn, "We Gather Together," with the Swinsons. If you haven't already gotten some bread to bless and eat, now's your chance.
We gather together in joyful thanksgiving, acclaiming creation whose bounty we share. Though sorrow and gladness find now in our living, we sing a hymn of praise to life that we bear. We gather together to join in the journey, confirming, commending our passage to be the true affirmation in joy and tribulation, bound to human care and hope that we are free.
So now it is time to bless the bread. So I invite you, I'm going to bring my little piece of rye bread. Candy, did you bring some bread? Well, you can share some of this bread. So get out your bread. We're going to do a responsive blessing. Joyce and I will read the plain text. The words will be on the screen in just a second. And I do invite you to unmute yourself so we can hear each other speak this blessing. So go ahead and unmute yourself, and I will share the screen here. Okay. We have so much before us.
And for this we
are thankful.
We are thankful.
We have so many blessings.
And
for
for
this we are
thankful.
There are others not so fortunate.
And by this
we are humbled.
We shall make an offering in their name, that those in need are someday as blessed as we are today. Blessed
be.
This next song is a familiar song that was written by a Unitarian ancestor, Lydia Maria Child, in 1844. Its original title was A Boy's Thanksgiving. The lyrics will be on the screen.
Start at the beginning, sorry. Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh through the white and drifted snow. Over the river and through the woods, oh how the wind does blow. It stings the toes and bites the nose, and over the ground we go. Over the river and through the woods to have a first-rate play. Hear the bells ring, ting-a-ling-ding, hooray for Thanksgiving Day. Over the river and through the woods, no matter for winds that blow. For if we get the sleigh upset into the bank of snow. Over the river and through the woods to see little John and Ann. We kiss them all and play snowball and stay as long as we can. Over the river and through the woods, trot fast my dappled gray. Spring over the ground like a hunting hound, for 'tis Thanksgiving Day. Over the river and through the woods, when grandmother sees us come, she'll say, oh dear, the children are here, have pie for everyone. Over the river and through the woods, now grandmother's cap I spy. Hooray for the fun, the pudding's done, hooray for the pumpkin pie.
Thank you so much, Karen and Bob, for that wonderful song, our bread service traditional hymn. And thank you to all of our musicians, the Kindred Moon, and our own Candy Davis, who's here with me this morning. Thank you to all the many people who were involved in putting this service together. Again, Tabitha Ayers, thank you so much for making the children's garden. Thanks for all the technical support that we have. We have like 5 people pushing buttons, and it's wonderful. I want to make a quick reminder that the recipes for some of the bread that was shared this morning, there's a link to them on the email that you got, the order of service email. It's linked to our website, so you can get those recipes and make bread. I'm hungry. I don't know about you after listening to all those stories. So more announcements will happen in the coffee hour directly after the service. And now I invite you to click on gallery view again for our benediction. Joyce, are you ready? Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away.
For this time we shared with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
May we remember to give thanks for each and every precious day.
Happy Thanksgiving. Amen.
Go in
peace with love for justice.
Okay, but don't go away because we're having coffee hour.